Yeah. All right,
All
so
right.
we are back with you guys talking about behind the scenes after the Truth Behind the Truth show. So you just hear us just talking. All right. So if you see any comments that you'd like to bring up to the for our show for next week, drop them in and we will make a point. But anyway, yeah, we go act like you ain't here now. So all right,
So
but
back to the how many seasons do you think?
which one?
How many seasons do you guys think?
Well, I think that it just depends really. I mean, on where this season ends up. I think she's probably got, and her contract, with the studio could be 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
For
At the end of the
Jennifer
day,
Hudson.
that could be possibly. And if it is, then they will continuously, renew it regardless of what the ratings would say at that point. But they keep saying that she's the #3 talk show out there now. I don't know how. I love her, but I don't know how. You know,
You watch her set.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
All I hear is echoes. I hear
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Do you
What
watch
do
Jennifer Hudson show?
what show?
Jennifer Hudson.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
Well, listen.
Every day at 12 o'clock on 11 Fox.
During the day?
During the day, yes.
Mhm.
I'm busy.
Okay. Okay.
It actually comes on in the morning at early in the morning. I guess about 6 in the morning,
I'm
and then it comes on
sleeping.
again late at
He's
night.
sleeping.
But I think that what they should do is swap studios out. Put Sherry here and put her there.
New York.
And because I think that Sherry has what it takes to be in that sound studio.
Right. Well,
You know.
and here's the thing. Here's where you talk about experience versus non-experience, because you have to remember that Sherry has had talk show experience. So, and then you're putting Jennifer in a place where she didn't have talk show experience. And they, my opinion, in the Lovers, I think that they're just building a name or building a show around her name, which it's not necessarily making her be very successful.
I'm just gonna.
And I think I know.
I know.
All I'm gonna say, and I think that what will be the right thing or the committable thing. Okay, let me put it that way: is to have her
Bring back Solid Gold.
Well, anyway,
Solid Gold. Listen, I'm tired. Wait a minute, but I think she needs to bring back. I've been saying it from the very get. This talk show stuff for Jennifer is not that great. You a singer. You know about music. You know how to interview singers. Basically, all the time she's singing, they should have brought back Solid Gold as the formula. We need a Solid Gold because MTV ain't doing the job.
Well, there's no MTV.
There's no MTV. There's no VH1. There's no BET. There's no music channels.
Right.
Solid Gold would have been a great platform for her to introduce new talent, for us to have heard new talent, know whose albums or CDs or new music is coming out.
Right.
They missed the mark. Her team absolutely missed the mark.
Okay.
And
I wish she would just go and stay behind the curtains and never be up here again. That's my personal feeling.
Not with you. I am not going to let you have that.
I think Drew Barrymore, let me tell y'all this.
She do.
Drew Barrymore is in her vein. Kelly Clarkson, I think,
Kelly is where she's holding her weight.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true.
Cuomo needs to get off. Cuomo, he needs to go because he is not Dr. Phil. He got to go.
Right.
Tamron Hall.
Tamron,
yes.
I love her.
Yes.
They could give that studio to Tamron.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. We have to remember now. So we're trying to get our bid into this talk show wars. Of contingency of talk shows. So
we'll take Dr. Phil's studio.
Yeah, well, I know that we already put that in the universe anyway. So, but the thing that I learned in this is that as actors, as creators, as the governors of the art, we were discussing this about Fantasia and not changing the subject. We'll get back to the about what is she bringing to the nuances of the Celie character. What research, what work has she put in to become that particular character? You know what I mean? So there is a responsibility, even as a talk show host. You've got to find the things and nuances that are going to build your audience. Or make people follow you, not just because, like Jennifer's case, they love her because of her name. you know, and they think that because of her name that the wisdom of being a talk show host could follow, you know, but it's not truly happening. Some shows are good, some shows aren't, you know, but that's up to her team really to, you know, to mold her to make her more acceptable in that arena, which they have done this year. Okay, because last season, which was the trial season, which she made it through, but this year she has taken on more of a talk show genre look. I mean, she wore the glasses.
I hate her garments.
Huh?
I hate her garments.
Oh well, okay, but she's a talk show host. You're not supposed to like to talk show.
You can. You don't have to look like you don't have to look like that to be on a talk show. You can look glamorous and nice on be on. I see a lot of people that have talk shows and they look good.
Right. Well,
she look cheap every time she come out. To
you
me,
know what I can't.
You know what? But you know what? I you know, besides Jennifer Hudson and what y'all, who's getting honored at the Kennedy Center ceremony? Who's being honored? I know Dionne Ward. Did Queen Latifah getting honored at the Kennedy Center Award? Right, Who else besides those two? I keep missing the mark.
Yeah, I can't remember all the rest of them, but we'll find out.
It's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, but you know what's so funny? You know, Jennifer Hudson, I feel like at the end of the day, she's going to be with us for a long time, but I just don't think this was the right direction for her to go into. You know, it was a great career opportunity, but I just don't think it was the best for me.
I hope that this break, I hope when he turn around and do her like he did all these other 1,000,001 women that he dated in the industry, that he act like he happy in the beginning.
We ain't talking about Common right now, are we?
I hope that she could turn around and maintain her level of work. Because she don't work well under things happening with her in life.
I don't know. Well, I don't know about that because you know,
love life.
Love life. Okay. I was thinking about something else.
You know, well,
I was thinking about something else.
Well, the tragedy that she experienced.
Yeah, I was about to say
the tragedy that she caused upon her family.
Okay.
Allegedly, because I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about that.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about that. Okay. Who? Oh, Billy Joel. Is that's not Billy Joel?
Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal. Dionne Ward, Queen Latifah, and Barry Gibb.
Charles Dion got on
Barry Gibb.
Yes, honey.
Very Gibb.
You know she's up there in age.
Renee Fleming.
But you know what's so? Let me give y'all this. And I found this to be so interesting. Billy Crystal, I think it was his uncle or whoever that was. You know, there was an old 1940s record company called Commodore's Records, right? And they had all the jazz artists on there. Did y'all know that Billie Holiday babysitted Billy Crystal?
No.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that was the most interesting information. I thought that I didn't, to be honest with you, because she couldn't bear children, but the fact that, because he was always around when she recorded and was at that time period, that she babysitted him for, during that time period. When
So
she was
this is a history guy.
but when I read that, I was like, oh my God. Now, how is it that, how was it to be babysitted by Billie Holiday? I hope she wasn't singing, so give me a pig and a bottle of beer around him. But you know what but I thought that was very interesting. And I did not know his, I think it might be his uncle or his grandfather who ran Commodore Records in the 40s. But that was an interesting.
Back to this talk show war situation again.
Oh Lord,
and we'll move on from that. Like I said, I think that we have to give people their fair opportunity to grow, and grow into what they are assigned to do, and we'll just have to give her room to grow. Now, again, I think that coaching, and the proper coaching and ways to be able to be an effective talk show host is something that she probably want to consider, a little bit more. And just the interviewing skills, because everybody doesn't know how to interview people, at the end of and here's the thing. Now,
a room to grow was the first season and this season. If she ain't got it by these two seasons, it ain't for her.
Well, but here's the thing. Now, this is a good, and this is not a legend. This came out of her mouth. She Oprah Winfrey said when she started her show, she was not the best interviewer. Okay. But she learned to become a great interviewer, You know what I mean? And what she did, she learned by practicing. She looked like Barbara Walters over and over again. And what were the nuances that Barbara Walters brought into it? And she developed herself around. But she'll tell you, man, I wasn't a great interviewer. When she first started out. So she was given a platform, and she's like, hell, I'm going forward. I'm going to make this thing work. And, 26 seasons, of the Oprah Winfrey Show, paid it off. And now, of course, she grew to be the greatest icon in terms of, a female talk show ever.
But I don't think she has what it takes to put in the work and effort to be able to become that great. I think this is just a job for her. I don't think this is something that she see to be greater than that. And see, when somebody thinks something is just a job, they're not going to put the extra effort and work into it like that.
Well, maybe not. I mean, we really don't know.
We'll see.
At the end of the day, what it truly entails. But I'm sure we're not the only ones that are probably just offering very positive, constructive criticism, and offering ways to be able to help.
We need a Phil Donahue show back. We need to have
nothing
that,
but the truth behind truth.
That too, but we need that too in a Phil Donahue. We need to have discussions based on race, sexism, classism. We need to have those shows back on there.
We can do that.
We can do
that all the time.
We need to have these conversations.
We need to do that all the time. We just need to start booking them. That's what we need to do. And have a conversation.
I'm tired of these little entertainment shows. These entertainment shows ain't doing nothing for our society. All it's doing is just making things worse. Yeah. And it's not making things worse. I ain't trying to do all that, say all that, but I just feel like at the end of the day, we know enough about these Hollywood stars and singers. Let's just get to the real topic. Let's get to the real meat and potatoes. Let's get somebody like a Phil Donahue to get us in the groove of discussion. Yeah,
but no, it really has to do with the writers and the producers of those episodes of those shows. Because right now, serious conversation is not really warranted on most of your shows. That's why they keep them very light, very entertaining. Things that the View is the only one that kind of pushes the envelope. When it becomes political. But the question now, what was that? When Jennifer, we were not planning to talk about this, guys. It's just kind of where the conversation went. But I'm going to give you a quick example. They can't go into pushing the button of the narrative on these shows because they are based on entertainment. I don't care what's the View or whatever the case would be. So they can't go in. But Jennifer did a challenge the other day, and they kind of surfaced around in the communication was when Jeannie Mann was on there, and she went straight for the jugular vein with Jeannie Mann and said, "Well, tell me, I hear that you've gotten a divorce. What was going on with that?" That question was like, and she kind of threw Jeannie Mann off kind of off kilter because she didn't really know how, she wasn't really prepared for that question, and because that's been a very, tough spot for her, going through the divorce and,
I don't see how when she done answered the question 1,000,001 times.
Well, I know, but here's again, you coming on a different show, you weren't expecting that. You see what I'm saying? So that was a kind of a step up to, for Jennifer to come out that question. I was like, wow, that was a real question that you asked, at that time. Because normally in that realm of shows, they don't ask those kind of questions. They're not probing for inside of your personal life. It's just very light, very entertaining. What are you doing now? And things like that. So to your point, yes, there is a room. And I think the Truth Behind Truth is the type of, show that can ask that type of question, out of a guest or whatever.
Sherry asked it. Sherry asked it when she came on her show.
Oh, okay.
And so did somebody else. Yeah, they all asked because that's the only reason she's on shows because of her divorce.
Right.
Outside of that, they're not calling her because she's a great host.
Right.
Because
you were married to Young Jesus. Come on, man.
Because of who she's married to.
Right. Well, I mean, and again, but the most, I mean, unless you're in that sector of I think of media information, you really would not know who she was married to. I mean, you take the certain age demographic. First of all, these people be like, who's Jeannie Mann? Number one, and then now the of course everybody used to look at the Real. Oh my God! Anyway, that show should never been on TV. But anyway,
but my thing is, we have enough talking about that. I mean, now there's more sports shows than there are. And to be honest with you, that's now everybody's to go to a sports show and a lively talk show. I think what America needs right now is somebody who is speaking to ordinary Americans and having Americans speak to each other,
Right.
which was what in the 80s. Thank God that they had a format which no, they didn't start with Mike Douglas. I'm sorry.
Well,
Phil,
he was entertainment.
He was entertainment.
Right.
But Phil started that format, and then you had Oprah, and then you had Gerardo and Ricky Lake, and it just went downhill after that. Was But still, though, we just need something to get us to talking to each other.
What about your own show?
That would be nice. I think we need something like that because I'm getting tired of these light shows. I love Drew Barrymore, love her to death. I think she's great, but she's corny. Yeah. And I don't.
On another note, though, Dallin, I question that each one of you guys was working in the industry aspect of it. So why do you guys feel that, as we just saw last week, that Macaulay Culkin, out of all these 1,000,001 years of being in the industry as a kid, making all these movies, the movies that have played 1,000 times since November, he's just now getting his star on the Walk of Fame? Why do you feel as if he's just now getting his just due as a star, with his star on the Walk of Fame?
Well, a lot of us, as they always say,
don't they campaign for that?
I was going to say, you have to buy that. That's paid for. You have to get sponsors, and they have to pay for that. That don't just happen because you're a great person or they like you.
I know. But I'm saying, do you think that that's something that someone could have already done?
Well, actually, Sandy can answer that question very directly because his dad.
Well, here's what I have to say about, in particular, since you asked about Macaulay Culkin. The reason he hadn't got a star up to this point is they couldn't find him because he was home alone and nobody answered the door.
I cannot.
That explains it. Then.
I'm sorry, you deserve that. No, Charles is right. The people, all these celebrities that get stars, someone sponsors them and puts up the money. A star in the Hollywood Boulevard Hall of Fame, I don't know what the price is now, but at one point they were $25,000-$30,000.
Wow.
Plus there's a little party that goes with it and something like that. So if there's a new movie that comes out and celebrity ABC is in it, now they say, oh, we're going to have a star ceremony. We're going to have a little thing. We'll get the press. We'll announce the movie and stuff like that. But, Home Alone and the problem for Home Alone and Macaulay, he was so young that the rest of the community is going, okay, he's 10. Does he need a star yet? Can we see where he's going to be, where he's 20 or 30 or 40?
Right.
I mean, look, I went.
Temple one.
What?
They gave Shirley Temple one.
Yeah, but Shirley Temple was in the movies and she was young before today's, social media and stuff like that. But I was there for my dad's, and my dad's star is outside the Disney theater there, and he was in he was my age when he got it, and Disney paid for it. And they had a nice little ceremony. We had a luncheon and stuff like that, but it's not free. And then there was a guy that came to Las Vegas, wanted to do a Las Vegas Walk of Fame, and I was on the board. And I thought, and I didn't know, because Charles is absolutely right about if someone pays for it. We're sitting there, we're going, okay, we want to get the first 100 celebrities. And they say, well, who do you know? Oh, so-and-so. Okay, well, call and see if they'll give $30,000 to have a star. And, the first thing, I'm talking to celebrities, I'm not paying anything. In Hollywood, a studio pays for it. Right. And it becomes part of the marketing thing. I'm not putting up $30,000 for a star that people walk on and stuff like that. So, the Las Vegas Hall of Star Walk of Fame never really came to fruition. A handful of people got them to put up their money, but and I left the board because as soon as I found out, oh, you got to go ask people to come up with money, I said, I'm not a studio. I don't have a $100 million film. I'm not going to go ask someone, hey, JB, would you like a star? It's just $30,000.
Okay.
Right.
Let me write the check for you. Yeah, but that is so true. Well, you know what? We can't dig on anymore. All right, we will be back again after next week's Truth Behind the Truth. But we appreciate you taking the time out to listen. And hey, this is our chat. If you agree with it, hey. If you don't, okay, it's okay too. But send us an email. All right, y'all have a great night, and we will see you next week on the Truth Behind